today. Also, visibility has been reduced for some. We're down to about 7 miles in Frederick, 5 in Hagerstown, 4 miles of visibility in Annapolis, down to 2 in Lexington Park. Just a few areas where we're seeing a little bit of that fog. But also, speaking of some of those lower clouds, we're also going to be noticing more of those clouds strolling in from the west, and we'll be seeing those mainly cloudy skies for your Wednesday afternoon. And with the clouds, we can't have that chance for an isolated shower to pop up, mainly back off towards the north and west later on this afternoon. More rain expected later on tonight, though. Temperatures out there right now, it is cold, low 30s in the district, and that's one of the warmer spots on the map right now. 25 in Frederick, 27 right now in Hagerstown, low 20s to upper teens out towards the I-81 corridor, right around 20. So we're starting off with right now in Culpeper. Do see a little bit of a breeze, and with that wind, it's making it feel like we're into the teens to low to mid 20s. Certainly one of those mornings you want to make sure that you are wearing that heavier winter jacket. Futurecast showing us increasing clouds through the day, high temperatures right around 50. A few splotches of green on there right around 3 p.m. Again, those are very, very spotty, but then more rain is on the way expected after 6 p.m. this evening and should be out of here by midnight. I'll have more details coming up, but Shanika's here with the all-important traffic update. How's it looking out there this morning?
Well, we have delays throughout Prince George's and Montgomery County, so we're starting out on the Capitol Beltway top side right near 650. It is very slow, so past this point on the outer loop, you're dealing with a crash to the right. So that is right before Connecticut Avenue, Maryland 85. So you are seeing heavy traffic even on 95 right before the interchange through College Park and Cherry Hill Road. Inner loop, no delays at all. It's looking pretty good. If you're coming from Frederick heading southbound, you're going to be on and off your brakes, so do watch for that. And that's pretty much throughout 270 through Hyattstown, Germantown, and Gaithersburg.
All right, Shanika, thank you. We're following some major breaking news this morning. Flights impacted because of issues in the National Air Traffic Control System. The FAA now reporting that all domestic departures paused until 9 a.m. this morning. Our Joseph Omo is live at Reagan National Airport with more details. And Joseph, what exactly went wrong?
We'll get to the specifics, Corey, about what exactly went wrong in just a second, but I want to break the news to you guys right here on DC News Now. You see that runway out there? This is one of the main runways at Reagan National Airport. 0 flights will be taking off from that runway until at least 9 o'clock this morning. That is according to the FAA. In fact, the last plane that I saw take off was a JetBlue aircraft about 10 minutes ago. Again, an entire ground stop for all domestic departures until 9 a.m. It comes as the FAA is dealing with a major computer outage that they are still working on fixing. I mean, take a look at the boards here. It feels like deja vu. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was doing the same thing at BWI Airport. Look at all of these American airline flights that are now delayed. Some of them just delayed 30 minutes, others up to an hour, even 2 hours and 10 minutes. Down the board here, everywhere you go, American Airlines flights, United Airlines flight, they're all canceled, they're all delayed, they're pushed back because right now one of the main systems that the FAA uses to communicate with pilots on board to get them to land safely at an airport and give them very, very critical information, that system is down. It's been down for several hours now, and there still is no word on when that system is going to be back up. So right now, it is a complete breakdown. And the difference here between the Southwest Airlines meltdown we saw a couple weeks ago and this one, this is affecting the entire country right now. Again, I will repeat myself. No domestic airlines are taking off right now in the United States as the FAA has ordered a complete ground stop of that until at least 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll keep you guys updated here from Reagan National Airport as we learn more on this developing story.
Yeah, Joseph, we are continuing our team coverage this morning. We're joined live now by Ron Lenz, a former air traffic controller living right here in the DMV. Ron, right now, all domestic departures on hold for at least the next 90 minutes. This is a major disruption to service, something really unprecedented.
Both sides of the microphone, right? I've been an air traffic controller and was a pilot in the Air Force for 6 years. I've never seen anything like this in 20 years of aviation. You know, when a pilot steps to the airplane, there's a couple things that they always check. They check the airplane, they check the weather, they check the flight plan, and then they check the NOTAMs, the Notice to Air Emissions. And that's where we're having the bottleneck at the moment. And so what does that do? Well, those Notice to Air Emissions basically forecast to the pilots and advise them of changes and closures and updates, not only at airports, but things such as temporary flight restrictions, closed airspace, frequency changes, obstacles, hours of operations. And those are things that are constantly evolving and changing. And when that system goes down, you're encountering exactly what we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, and is this something that we've seen before in modern aviation history? Has there been anything like this?
There's so many backups to every process in aviation. Again, as an air traffic controller, sometimes I wondered how can you possibly jam all of these airplanes into such a finite amount of airspace, and there's so many layers of protection and safety. This is the first time I've personally ever seen this. Additionally, we've gone to such an automated process, which is amazing until it's not.
And can you tell me what you think people, whether they're in the cockpit as pilots or controllers in towers right now, what's the mood like in there right now? How would you be reacting if you were still in that position today?
Well, if you're looking out on final at Reagan, you see airplanes are stacked up every 3 miles. We're busy from the moment we open to the moment we close. If we close, everything is done in such a minimal amount of time with a minimal amount of space. When you have anything like this that just is clogging down the system, it's a very, very hectic moment. And then, of course, you have the people in the terminal that have an agenda and have a place to be.
All right, Ron Lenz, former air traffic controller and pilot, joining us live now on DC News Now. Ron, thanks so much for providing insight on this very historic event we're seeing here today. For now, live in the newsroom, I'm Randy Bass. We will be sure to bring you additional details on this breaking story as it develops throughout the morning. Guys?
All right, Randy, thank you. And top stories this morning. One man is dead, another in custody after a stabbing last night in Fairfax County. Police say it started when a woman called 911 saying her son stabbed her husband. Authorities say the victim was stabbed in his upper body. He died at the scene. Officials say the woman is recovering from injuries as well.
Well, it has now been 5 days since 13-year-old Karan Blake was shot and killed by a homeowner in Northeast D.C. Hundreds of people gathered last night for a community meeting, including Blake's grandfather, who criticized police for not releasing the name of the shooter or charging that gunman. D.C. Police Chief Robert Conte says the facts from the investigation will now go before a grand jury, which will decide whether or not to file charges.
At a Norfolk sister station, Wavy reporting Democrat Aaron Rouse defeated Republican Kevin Adams in a special election for Virginia's 7th Senate District. With this win, Democrats flipped the seat previously held by Republican Jen Kiggins. In the end, the candidates were separated by just 348 votes.
And your time right now is 7:37 this morning. The former superintendent for Loudoun County Public Schools is fighting to get criminal charges against him dropped. Dr. Scott Ziegler faces 3 misdemeanor charges after a special grand jury investigated how a student was able to commit 2 sexual assaults at 2 county high schools. In December, it found Ziegler knowingly providing a false statement. He filed a court motion this month to dismiss the charges, saying Governor Glenn Youngkin did not have the authority to issue the executive order that sparked the investigation, and the Attorney General is not able to prosecute him. Meantime, in Fairfax County, the public school system held a meeting with parents to explain why there was a delay in telling students they were commended scholars. Some parents were worried that the county's commitment to race equity played a role in not telling those students they made the list. But the school superintendent, Michelle Reed, says that is not the case, and equity is about uplifting people.
And our responsibility is to ensure that each and every student achieve their fullest potential. So it's not about outcomes in the sense of a lid in terms of capacity. I think that would be devastating for our country.
Now, throughout the night, Reed apologized and vowed to restore trust and share findings from an independent investigation.
And despite recent progress, advocates say Virginia still ranks in the bottom 10 states when it comes to funding public education. They say the state has plenty of money it could use, and it's time to fix that. Advocates want the state to fully pay for its share of what the Virginia Board of Education says is needed to provide a high-quality education. This includes more assistant principals and school counselors. The group also wants to scrap spending limits set during the last recession, paving the way for more support for teaching aides. Another bill would require Virginia to at least meet the national average when it comes to the teacher's salary by the 2024 school year.
I think the question we have to ask ourselves is, what's the cost of not doing it? We're going to continue to see underperformance from our students. We're going to continue to see astronomical teacher departure rates.
Early estimates show the coalition is pushing for another $1 billion each year. That far exceeds the budget proposal Governor Glenn Youngkin laid out last month when he pledged to make education a priority. And new faces will meet for the first time when Maryland's General Assembly gathers today, kicking off its newest session. Nearly 1/3 of members are newly elected to the Assembly, with 17 new senators and 44 new delegates. The freshman class includes the largest group of women lawmakers in the state's history. Now, people in Maryland say they want to see the new assembly focus on infrastructure and driving down inflation.
I would like support for infrastructure on our roads, bridgeways for safety. Also funding for our police department and responders.
I'm hoping the gas prices come down and become more affordable, and our grocery prices.
The new session will last 90 days. All right, 7:40 is your time right now on this Wednesday morning.
That is right. Still to come this morning on DC News Now. Mass flooding on the West Coast turned deadly. A look at the damage and when California is expecting the next storm. Jackie, good morning.
And good morning. And back here locally, we're tracking just dry conditions for now. A chance for a spot shower or two later on today. Temperatures, though, it's off to a cold start. More details. We'll get towards the rest of that 7 day right after the break.